For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for another edition of the Shane Brown Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head wrestling coach Shane Brown. And Shane, guys are getting back to the mat this week for the first time in a while. Last time we guys took the mat was back at Findlay. You had 3 wins by 3 different wrestlers on that day. Talk about that last tournament first before we get into this upcoming one.
Yeah, it went really well. You know, the guys went out and they wrestled hard. We had some really good matches against some really highly ranked competition. You know, I think we saw probably 4 or 5 wrestlers that were ranked top 15 in the country. And, you know, all the matches went really well. Only lost by a couple points, so I was very proud of the guys.
And you had 2 guys break out their best performances of the season, Zach LaRue and Caden Canning. Both go 3-2 on the day, both highest win total in a tournament this season. Talk about them and kind of what flipped the switch for them and what got them going.
Yeah, I think it was just buying into themselves. Caden Canning lost to an opponent that was ranked about 10th in the country, lost to him in overtime, very tough match. You know, you couldn't be any happier with the result of that. I mean, you're talking he's a sophomore. You're going up against a senior that's, you know, ranked 10th in the country. It's a tough match, and to lose in overtime and have it that close, it's a great match. And then LaRue just went out and did what he does. He goes out and he goes for big moves, and it's very rewarding at times. So he went out, wrestled fantastic, and capitalized.
And for you guys, you've had a lot of time off here recently due to illness and injury. You've had to move some events around. Talk about this time and kind of how you're using it to your benefit.
Yeah, it's challenging to get the injuries. It's you know, a little bit of a setback, but honestly, we've picked it up to where it helped us get guys at the right weight classes. We've had a little more time to get them to get their weight under control, to be able to drop to those weight classes, you know, go over a little more technique, definitely watch film and kind of nitpick certain things. So it's gone really well.
And as we're reaching kind of the halfway point of your season, talk a little bit about the growth you've seen from your guys from that opener at Frostburg State to what they're doing now.
It's night and day. Completely different team. I think that our guys have really bought in, and they've bought into themselves, which, like I've said before, wrestling's a mental sport, and for them to really buy in, and you see it in the matches. Like I said, Caden loses to a kid that's ranked 10th in the country by a takedown in overtime. You've got Jake, who's wrestled, you know, he's seen 4 guys ranked top 15 in the country, all losing by 4 points or less. You know, LaRue's seeing those guys as well and having those close matches where he's only losing by a couple. You take it from the beginning of the year where we're losing matches we probably shouldn't, you know, at tournaments or duels or any other events, to now, it's completely night and day. We've progressed tremendously.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head wrestling coach Shane Brown. And Shane, looking around the conference, a ton of ranked guys in the MEC this season. Talk about kind of the conference as a whole and kind of the competition level that you're seeing.
It's stacked. The conference is definitely packed full of very talented and good wrestlers. I think that our guys, being as young as they are, it's a good opportunity for them to learn. You know, you're going against some of the top guys, and a lot of the conference guys are ranked throughout the country. You know, it's just something that pushes you to do even better.
And looking at this great Midwest Classic, a 2-day meet coming up, depending on how you win, you get to day 2. Talk about the event overall and kind of the structure and what you guys are going to expect.
Yeah, it's our first 2-day tournament, so making weight the second day is always a little bit of a challenge. Being able to go out, you know, rehydrate, feel good, but then make weight the next day. I tell my guys, hey, focus on day 1 to make sure that you make it to day 2. We'll worry about the weight the next day. But this tournament is the toughest tournament of the year. It's a grinder. You've got guys. Pretty much, I would say, if you're ranking top 20 guys in the country, you're going to see 10 to 15 of them at this tournament. So it's going to be a good one.
And finally, Wheeling's been going to this tournament each of the last 3 years, have never gotten someone to day 2. What do your guys have to do to make that jump from day 1 to day 2?
I think that we're going to have a couple make day 2. I have a lot of faith in the fact that they're going to follow what they've been doing. You see the proof is in the results of the matches. Like I said, you know, Caden, Powell, LaRue, seeing those guys that are ranked and having such close matches, I think that if they just continue to trust and buy into themselves like they have been, it'll change a lot of the results from previous years.
Thanks, Shane. Good luck at the Great Midwest Classic. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.